Oh my gosh. Hello. 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 Oh gosh, I'm dizzy. Hi, I almost said Dr. Sunshiny Rays. Hi, Sunshiny Rays. Hi, Dr. Smilex. Hi, Tony. Hello, everybody else. I hope you're all having a brilliant day. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm just like a bit all over the place. But hello. Oh, you won 120. Yeah. I am all over the place right now. Have you ever had one of those things where you just look at the time and you're like, You know, it doesn't feel like it's that late in the day, but my goodness, it's very close to when I'm like that. I need to get myself in the streamy mood. Oh, thanks for the head pats. Yeah. Cuptle, share the head pats. Share the head pats, Cuptle. Oh, you little silly. I almost called you a kitten. You're not a kitten, you're a cupcake turtle. I'm a teacher gets about orcs. Actually, only about an Ork Dread today. Oh. Ugh. Give me a moment. I'm down under my desk, grabbing the pieces I need. And now I'm getting up above my desk. Oh. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's a Deff Dread piece. That's Deff Copter, Deff Dread, Deff Dread, Deff Copter, Deff Dread, Deff Copter, Deff Copter, Deff Copter. Oh gosh, I'm missing a Deff Copter piece. Oh, there. Okay, now to put the Deff Copter pieces back away, back to one side with the Mossum me peachy thing. Oh, hello K-Trax. It's not even noon for me, and when that happens, I'm getting groceries. Yeah, I am. I think it's because I didn't go back to bed or like to sleep properly until quite late last night, and now I'm just all over the place. I'd blame my meds, but really it was just me being silly. I've not been as active this week, like off stream as I wanted to be. Partly because I think I've got a cold. Like, I've been wondering, like, I've been watching my streams and going, okay, my voice sounds... I keep switching between sounding like an old lady and like a teenage boy. I'm like, what? Like, been listening back to my streams. And it's like, oh, it's because my throat hurts and I've got a bit of a cold and my sinuses are blocked up. And currently, have you ever had sinuses like with allergies or with a cold and it like blocks up one of your ears? That's what I've got going on right now. Just feels, it's been like that for a couple of days. Might have to go to a doctor soon, might have developed into an infection. I don't know.
I just chillilish.
You're just chillilish. You're chillilish. Chillilish. Chillilicious. Chillilicious. Oh, so tasty. For some reason, I thought you bought the new Chaos Lord that people kept kit bashing into Hellbretch. What? What new Chaos Lord? People being kit bashing it into Hellbretch. I've seen people, do you know for Warhammer Day Chaos Lord? I've seen some people suggest that the new one, the Chaos Warrior from Age of Sigmar could be kit bashed into Hellbretch. I'm like, why? That's a lot of chaosy symbols you need to move. And the Hellbretch model is arguably much better than that model. Nurgle like spaghetti? Maybe. Maybe. Intestines are a bit like spaghetti in a way. Oh, could have also be the other way around. Oh, okay, Hellbretch being kit bashed into a Chaos Lord. Right, I don't have Hellbretch. And I don't have any Chaos Lord models. No, I don't actually have any Chaos Lord models. All my Chaos Lordy stuff, I did conversions. Or like conversions from other models into HQ models. Spaghetti, nom 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 nom. Yeah, I've seen memes at Nurgle. super funny. Like, that's the thing. He likes spaghetti. I've never seen a meme about Nurgle and spaghetti before. I like spaghetti, folk. Spaghetti's tasty. It's like, I didn't have spaghetti today. I just had macaroni and cheese. I've been craving a lot of that lately. And also, it's just really quick and easy to make and relatively light. When I say it's light, it's very cheesy, so it's heavy. It's, as in, like, it's physically light. And when you eat it, it digests very quickly and easily. It breaks down very quickly and easily into liquid matter effectively. Whereas if like you're trying to eat meat, like a steak, or it's chewy, it goes into your stomach and your system as big old lumps. And there's a lot of foods like that. A lot of foods like that. And my tummy doesn't really like that. And I've been feeling a bit bunged up and stuff, so I've wanted lighter meals. Oh. Okay, I got my gloves on. I got my gloves are on. Handcam time. Handcam, you stole. No, you didn't. A cola. It's right here. And it's got a pink straw. Tasty. Well, here we go. Handcam. Look at it. Oh, look at that. It's like a mouth. Nyam, nyam, nyam. Chainsaw. Bzz, 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 bzz. And that's like a big old eye. Oh, it's like, do you know those chainsaw, dinosaur, monster truck things you see in The Simpsons? Oh. Hi, Night Parade. Oh, yeah, big love hearts to everybody. Oh, yeah. We're not reading lore today, we're building models. We gotta be building stuff, but do you know what we need to do first? We need to go to our favourite place, and that's in the Mountains of Narn. The Mountains of Narn, what's that from? I don't know. Look! It's a Warhammer website. New combat forces are finally out, and we know what price they are now. £105 each. £105 of this. That's not too bad, actually. You get basically a squad of 10 dudes, and then another squad of 10 dudes, and then you get enough heavy weapons to give them like missile launchers, and I think there's like enough to give like heavy bolters and stuff as well, or something. Yeah, 10 missiles and 10 heavy bolters. You also get...
Nurgle, feed me more, Pluig Marine. This is your 70th plate, mate. Nurgle, it's spaghetti, Marine. Saying it's spaghetti isn't a valid
reason. Nurgle, you can never get enough spaghetti. Oh gosh. Hi, Nick the Salamander. Hello, I'm down here. Hello. So I mean, this isn't too bad. You get... I won't be buying any of these because they just don't really have anything I'm interested in them. I already have way too many tactical marines and for Horus Heresy. I've currently got 80 of them. And there's 5 of them I don't know what to do with. Or is it 70? It might be 70. So yeah, you've got this big dude here. You got this thing here.
Seen Paul is bad at things yet? And his obsession with Centurions.
I've seen bits of it. Centurions are really cool. I have been thinking about getting some Centurions, but I've decided against it because I basically turned my Saturnine Terminators into Centurions, and then I'm like, well, I don't really need any more. At first, I was going to go for like 3 squads of 6 Centurion Devastators and 3 squads of 3 Centurion, you know, for melee ones. But they're expensive, and wasn't just much reason to get either. Also, when the new combat patrols came out, I was like, okay, I want to get those combat patrols. How can I fit them into my lists? So I changed the Centurions out of the list. Well, this is really good. Like, you get this thing. That's like a 40 quid model. You get a squad of 20 of these. That's like 50 quid. That's like 90 quid in total. Fist upgrade sprue, which for heavy weapons, which is like another 20 quid. And then this thing, which is like another 40 quid. So it's like 150-ish quid of stuff. You don't get any characters or command thing in here though. So you are lacking a HQ. For instance, it's suggesting you get a Centurion. Ah, Centurion. That's a different type of Centurion. A 40k Centurion is like a guy in big exoskeleton armor. Yeah, Predator Battle Tank. I don't really like the turrets on these ones. Feels too Soviet or work WW2-ish. But doesn't really feel fitting on that sashi. Assault squads, whatever. Any other Mechanicum one? This is oh so cool. You get a box of these dudes here with the guns. A box of those dudes and this dude. In fact, we can actually probably look at what you get in from at the moment. Hi Branwy, by the way, and hi Bladewind. Salamanders. Why can't combat patrols be that good? Because some of them really are. Like in terms of savings, let's look at, for £105 each, are £5 more expensive than a combat patrol. But let's just go Imperial Fist. Closest thing to Black Templars.
Have you guys seen an avocado frog?
Avocado frog? No. That's the M6 one, yes. M6 is, here you go, 52 quid. Plus a Leviathan Siege Dreadnought, which is this guy. That's, oh gosh, 52 quid again, 105 quid. Then you've got the Rhino, which is, oh yeah, and we also got to look out for the heavy weapons upgrade sprue. That's not it. There it is. Wait, is that the correct one? No, it's not. That's not the correct one. Wait, did we see a Rhino there? There it is. So that's 105, £137.50 plus heavy weapons. Heavy weapon. Did we go past them? You know, I should just tell it to not show the resin. You know, I'm just going to add a filter to make this easier. Filter. Only show the plastic ones. Oh yeah, new Fellblade came out today. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited with that. I want one. So it's £137.50 currently. And hi, Anthony, you show up, and it's a site, obviously. Oh, here it's this one. That's 29 quid. So that's 167 £167.50, roughly, if I remember correctly. I'm bad at maths in my head because I forget the numbers are meant to be adding up. So that's quite a decent saving. You're getting 105. You get to about £62. Compare that to the new Imperial Fist one. Oh, now the big downside to this is you don't have a character in here. Like, you don't have a HQ slot. Which, one of the big reasons of buying these types of boxes is it's an excuse to get one of the character models, because character models are just so overpriced. I mean, usually, if you buy everything by itself, a combat patrol is everything minus a combat for a character, and you still make some savings. So you just basically get a free character added on, which is great for conversion, kit bashing, or whatever. So they're just great to get in general. Compare that to Space Marines, Imperial Fist here. You get this thing, you get this upgrade sprue for £18. And then you add on for heavy intercessors for year 42, that's £60.50. Then you add on £20 for 5 intercessors. That's £82.50. Wait. Yeah, £82.50. Then you add on your Terminators. Not those Terminators. Oh yeah, he's a Centurion. Yeah, 50 quid for 3 models. It's a bit steep. £82.50. Where is it? This thing, that's 125, and then I think it's this one, £42.50. That's £167.50, so you save £67.50 by buying the Imperial Fist Box. It also has some of my favourite model sprues in it. This sprue for Company Heroes is ridiculously good. It's honestly an amazing set to get. You get lots of spare pieces. You can easily make all sorts of characters from it. See, you don't need to run it as a Company Heroes squad. This guy here can be built, you can just use as an ancient in any squad. This guy here, you can easily just run as a lieutenant or a company champion or just anything else that you want to run him as. This guy here could be a lieutenant or a captain. And if you give him a power fist, then you'll have a spare power sword or chainsword or other stuff. And you can equip it to this dude who can also be run as a lieutenant or a sergeant or a captain. And this guy here, you can give a heavy bolter, or you can use it other spare arms, or arms and other spare kits, and quickly run him as another character. So you can very quickly run. It's very, very good sprue. It's very good for kit bashing with. 5 intercessors generally will also give you some cool spare arms. 5 heavy intercessors are just a fun unit as well. And then 5 terminators, also a fun unit. It's a pretty decent start to an army, I'd say, this is. And it's pretty decent just to add on to any army you've got already. Now, if you don't collect Imperial Fists, this thing will be less interesting to you for upgrade sprue. But it still gives you some different styles of head that you can use in any Marine army. It still gives you all these cool extra bits you can use in any Marine army. These 2 arms can be used in any Marine army, and these 2 power fists, all you have to do is trim away the symbol and suddenly you can use it in any Marine army. Those 2 shields, it will be harder to use with the symbols on, and same with shoulder pads, but still. Still, it gives you a few extra heads and stuff that are fun to use. Company Heroes also tend to come with a captain, so it's a cheap way to get character substitutes. Yeah, it's a super good sprue. Like, these 4 models... In fact, what I've done with my Company Heroes in the past is I've taken this banner, put it on a Terminator to create a Terminator Ancient. Well, technically it was actually not on a Terminator, it was on a Terminator Captain for the Leviathan box. But then just use for other 5 models and just use spare bits, mostly just from the Company Hero sprue itself, just to create other characters and models. It's super good. So it's not bad. So a lot of combat patrols are very hit and miss. This one, hit. This one, Raven Guard players love it. It's a hit. A lot of people don't like the Invicta Warsuit, but a lot of people love it. Just because you don't like it does not make this a bad combat patrol. And it's people keep saying they don't want to put vehicles in combat patrols anymore. Vehicle in combat patrol. This one, that doesn't really count as a vehicle. That one's not bad. I'd say out of all of the new combat patrols or Space Marines, this is kind of meh. Got a named character in it. It's got 10 push fit models being the Infernus Marines. It doesn't have the upgrade sprue for the Salamanders in it, which we could have easily thrown in. I guess the upgrade sprue wouldn't really work with push fit Marines anyway. Or at least without some kit bashing. But it still comes with some eliminators, quite good kit. And for ATV itself isn't terrible, especially if you've already got some bikes. The assault marines aren't too bad. This combat patrol, it's not a bad combat patrol. It'd be nice if it had the new stuff in, but equally, it's still not a bad combat patrol. This one also has a monster in. That one has a monster in. Well, that's a vehicle in. I don't think this is a bad combat patrol. It's just, it's got Drago as your character, and it's like, it's could be very easily kit bashed into other stuff, but it does suck that he's got a named character in the sprue. In fact, it comes with two characters. No, it comes with one character. What is it, 2 characters? 3.
Advs will exist forever.
6, 9, 10. Yeah, it comes with a character. ATVs will, if they will. Fun fact, a Salamander's list won a GT with 2 ATVs in the list recently. ATV is honestly not bad as a point value. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. It's surprisingly cheap, and it's surprisingly tough as well. Because it's relatively small, it can be quite hard to target. It's relatively fast, so it can quickly get to areas it needs to be and quickly hide as well. It has a decent amount of firepower. Main weakness is close combat. If you throw it into a squad of bikes, though, it retains its toughness and speed, and fail much better in combat. And you get quite a surprising amount of firepower that can very quickly annihilate infantry units or even do massive damage to a vehicle. And on the charge, we're pretty good against vehicles too. But yeah, a lot of combat patrols are not actually terrible to look at. Like, even this one, people say it's terrible. But if you plan to get any of these, if you plan to get horses in your army, it's a pretty good list, especially if you wanted to make a recon army for the Astra Militarum. This is a really good combat patrol. I bought it for that very reason. I like horses. It's like, sucks that it is horses if you don't want horses, but if you do want horses, it's really good. You can make the argument that having a command squad, it kind of doesn't work with the Kasvikin and whatever, but a command squad is also, unlike most of the characters, it can be deployed by itself without adding it to a unit, and it's still viable that way, which is okay. Also, as a combat patrol, it's pretty decent. It has a lot of maneuverability, a lot of speed, and it can take out infantry. It can take out elite infantry. It can take out monsters. It can take out pretty much anything you need to. All of these models are very good at just killing things. Horses can use melter lances, or they can use frag lances. Kasvikin are high AP models.
Capcom confirmed to be a horse girl.
I do love horses. My Imperial Guard list, just for 1,000 points, has 30 horses in it. 20 of them are these ones, 10 of them are the Death Corps of Krieg ones, just because I feel like I need to add them in. I don't really like the Death Corps of Krieg's horses in terms of just how they play on the game. Look really cool, they just don't play that well. This list, honestly, this combat patrol kind of sucks if you want to start an army. But if you just want Arbites, it's a really cool army. Especially if it's like you want, I don't know. It's really cool if you want to collect some Arbites and some cool models. Taiwan has a vehicle in it. Oh yeah, another Demon Prince or another vehicle. Well, or monster, that's vehicle toughness. That one has a big old vehicle in it. Rhino in this one. The new White Scars one has an Invictor. I don't think a lot of the combat patrols are terrible per se. This one is terrible. This one sucks. It's horrible. The new Death Corps of Krieg one absolutely sucks. It's horrible. Old Tyrannid one absolutely sucks. It's horrible. This Tyrannid one, it's got lots of units that a lot of people won't have, so it's a really nice thing to pick up to just round out your lists and do know your units that you have. But as an individual force or as a starting point for an army, this is so random. It sucks. I don't know. Multiple Uma Musume streams, they include you in. She knew all the horses. I knew the horses after the first stream, and I'm usually terrible with names. That being said, being a streamer has helped me remember names. This one's also a terrible combat patrol. This is just a battle one. The Necron one is weird, in which it's a really, really good starting point for, you know, an army. It's a decent amount of points as well. But it's also really decent to double up on. But your actual savings on it is actually quite low. For if there's one unit in this that you don't want, you just don't buy the combat patrol, just buy them separately. This sucks. The reason this sucks is because literally this combat patrol is right here. 100 quid, you get a combat patrol, or for 130 you get 2 combat patrols, and you get a mat and a bunch of terrain and all of this stuff that comes with it. And it's like, yeah, just buy for 131 and sell for Tyranids or whatever, or sell for Space Marines, or sell for terrain. I don't know. It's stupid. Does the basic Marine combat? No, it does not have. The only thing it has in it that you can't get in here is a librarian. And you can buy the librarian separately. You can buy the captain separately. These 5 guys are technically unique because they're the push fit version. The Infernus Marines are also all push fit models. But for Infernus Marines you can buy just 2 sprues of these 5 guys here. And for Terminators you can buy normally, just give you way more options of these. These basically, the only option you get for these 5 dudes is this guy can have a helmet or he can be bareheaded. It's just so terrible. You might as well just buy the things separately as well. It's just that bad. It's like, why? You're barely even making a saving if you buy the things separately. Oh wait, no, can you buy him separate? I don't think you can buy him separately, actually. Maybe you can't. Thanks, their headpat. Space Marines. Oh, no. Let's go to Imperial first. Let's go down. Can we get the... You know what? I can just type in Terminator Captain. Okay, you can't buy that guy separately by himself. If you want him, you have to buy either one of the starter sets or the combat patrol. In which case, you might as well just buy the starter set here because you just get way more in it. Or buy this starter set because you get some terrain as well. I don't know. But yeah, that one sucks. The rest of these things... For Mechanicum 1, again, it doesn't come with a character. This one does come with a character since you get a command squad. This one's decent. You don't make a great deal. I say you don't make a great deal of savings. If there's any one thing in here you don't want, you're not making much savings. Like, if you don't want these sentinels, you will save a little bit, but not a lot. If you don't want this Lehman Russ, you'll save a little bit, but not a lot. If you don't want the command squad, you'll actually still save a decent amount. And if you don't want the infantry, you might as well just buy the other things. But yeah, I think it's decent. But the main issue with, you know, the combat forces here is that none of these come with special weapons naturally, for all just last guns. If you want, like, normal guardsmen, they come with plasma guns, melter guns, flamethrowers, grenade launchers, power weapons, power swords. Like, they come with all sorts of stuff, so you can customize your squad how you want to use it, and you have a bunch of spare bits. These guys don't. I think they come with 2 options for a sergeant, basically. So it's like, eh. So I think the combat forces are okay. It's just, if you're not used to Horus Heresy, they do seem a bit better than they look. Also, you got to realise this Lehman Russ, like, if you wanted to use it in 40k, doesn't have sponsons on it. It's easy to get sponsons since I think a normal Lehman Russ comes with 2 spare sponsons. if you buy the 40k version. So with just a bit of trimming on the side, you can put some sponsons on. If you wanted to use them in 40k, that is. So, I mean, that okay. A decent combat forces. I'm half tempted by the guard one. Comparing them to the new combat patrols over here, though, they are definitely way better. Both of them only save you just between 30 and 40 quid, which is pretty low on the combat patrol side of things. It's one of the reasons why the Sisters of Battle 1 and Necron 1 is kind of meh, because the savings are a bit low. The other thing is, people calculate this is around 275 points of models. You barely get anything in this combat patrol. And it looks like you're expected to have these things as heavy stubbers if you want to play combat patrol format, meaning if you go up against any list that has Terminators or monsters or vehicles, like any of the combat, like half of the combat patrols, this cannot fight them. These guys do not have melter lances like the other horses in the Imperial Combat Patrol has. It's like none of these are particularly elite like the Kasviken. It's just, yeah, I don't know, it just seems like such a bad combat patrol. You barely get any savings from it. It feels like there should be another thing here, like an artillery piece or some combat engineers or something. Like add some combat engineers here, it's suddenly decent savings on par with the rest of the combat patrols. And it gives you an anti-vehicle option in combat patrol. It also adds in, it brings you up to at least over 300 points. About what, 340 points? So it'll be decent-ish. And the engineers at least give you an anti-vehicle and anti-monster option. High TA, by the way. But I mean, this one's not bad. Your savings aren't amazing with it. But in terms of a starting force or just expanding your force, this is just such a good thing to get. It's just got so many models that you just might have not necessarily picked up individually. So it's pretty decent. It's also, as a combat patrol goes, just playing the combat patrol format, it's also pretty powerful and pretty fun. You got a lot of variety in here. You got speed, you got foot stuff, you got slightly heavier things that are also transports. Or can be used as a transport. I don't know. I mean, you got a little bit of variety in them. It's not a bad thing to like expand your force. If you want all of the things that are in here, and you've already been collecting guardsmen, it's not a bad thing to add on. As a starting point for Krieg, it's okay-ish. But it's one of those things, if there's any one thing in here that you don't want, you don't buy the box. Because the savings, like if you don't want the horses, this box will not save you any money. If you don't want the heavy weapons, I'm not sure the box will save you any money either. I can't remember how much the heavy weapons are. If you don't want the infantry, the box could still save you money, and I think the same with the command squad. But it's like, I don't know, it's just such a terrible one. Harlequin's got to be the most one-sided in combat patrol. What the heck is? I imagine their rules will be significantly reduced for combat patrol. Because you get a lot of stuff in combat patrol where each combat patrol has its own specific list released for it. And it will change the rules for that combat patrol specifically. So I imagine the Harlequins will be toned down, and I have to imagine that these guys have to be toned up in combat patrol. There's no way these guys can win against any of the other combat patrols. Like, seriously, even the cheapest combat patrol in terms of... Like, people make fun of the AdMech, right? For their combat patrol being kind of terrible. I don't know. In terms of just how many points of an army you get from it. This would run all over the Death Corps of Krieg one. I'm sorry. Like, I think there's more points here than in the Death Corps of Krieg. Because these guys are better than Krieg soldiers. Skitarii are better than normal guardsmen. These guys are better than Death Riders. Like, Sulphur Hounds in a single shooting phase could probably eliminate any single unit in that combat patrol and then charge them to finish off another unit. These guys could also easily tear apart another units. I mean, okay, they would be vulnerable to the heavy stubbers. And if you got a charge on these things on any of these units, it could hurt quite badly. But still, if the AdMech one feels overpointed and a bit powerful compared to your combat patrol, then yeah, your combat patrol sucks. I mean, this one at least doesn't suck too badly if you were to play combat patrol, because you can go pretty far with 5 Terminators and a Librarian. But, oh my goodness. Like, how is the Death Corps one going to fight against this? Like, my goodness, you'd be lucky if you killed a single model in this army with a Death Corps one. Arguably has the best one, yeah. The Black Templar one isn't too bad. People are like, oh, but we lost the Impulsor. And it's like, yeah, but the Impulsor sucks compared to, like, 5 Sword Brethren. 5 Sword Brethren is just ridiculously powerful right now. Oh. But yeah, this obviously is very one-sided as well. The Custodes one is ridiculous. But, and for this, Impulsor has its place, lol. Yeah. The Impulsor has its place, but this is also really good combat patrol, as you can tell by the fact that they've been... You can tell both of these are good combat patrols, as based on the fact that since they've come out, they've basically been on permanent out of stock everywhere. This one, people complained about it a lot, but honestly, it's still a decent start to... I mean, if you don't hate these guys back here, this is a really good combat patrol. If you do hate these guys back here, it's a really bad combat patrol. I don't hate the new Sanguinian Guard. I understand why others do. I do think the poses could have definitely been worked on for them. I'd say Custodes one is a 1k list on its own. Yeah, Custodes one is ridiculously good for Custodes. But Custodes has also historically been a very cheap army to make. You know, because you can just have... Each model can be worth so many points. But I'm just... I don't know. The new combat patrol absolutely sucks. For Death Corps of Krieg. The Harlequin one's really good. It's still, again, not much savings, but it's still really good combat patrol. What else is there? And even the Grey Knights one isn't terrible, I don't think. Like, you get 5 Terminators in it, you get a Dreadnought, you get 10 of your standard Grey Knights, and you get Drago. I mean, people don't like named characters in combat patrols, but I think that's just a very neither here nor there thing, because it's like, okay, you want to, just kit bash the character away. If you're starting an army, then buying 2 combat patrols is rarely a very good way to start an army. You want to buy a combat patrol and then a couple of other things. In okay, some cases like the Necron one, maybe you could. But again, 2 Necron Lords. You probably don't want 2 Necron Lords. You're probably better getting this, getting the Royal Court, and getting a squad of Necrons, and that's a really good list. In fact, if you get the Royal Court, get this, and get a squad of Necrons, that's literally my Necron army right now. I just got the Indomitus box and a Doomstalker. Find 2 of them. It could be a decent list, I guess. But you've only lack vehicles, which you need. Buying 2 of these guys. Again, maybe it could be. Maybe I'm being silly saying 2 combat patrols isn't the best. But it's not the best way to start an army, for the most part. I don't know. Still, I just think the characters can easily be Kit Bastions or something else. The Salamander's Combat Patrol was great for me. I was starting Salamanders from scratch and I love Adrex. Yeah! You've also got to remember that this Combat Patrols, I don't know. I think they're mostly aimed at trying to get people into 40k, which is why Combat Patrol exists as its own separate game thing. So that you can buy a small list and then you can play 40k, or like a miniaturized version of 40k, just to see if you like it. Or, you know, just to get into the groove of things and learn the basic mechanics of 40k without having to overly invest into more and more miniatures. To do it, because most places, if you want to play a game of 40k, it's a minimum of 1,000 points, but often it's got to be 15 or 2,000 points. I got this one because, honestly, everything in it except Adrax are wanted, and Adrax is easy to convert into, you know, something else. I got this one as well. I got this one as well, and I'm getting 2 of the new Iron Hand ones. Because the new, I mean, as much as people complain about the Iron Hand one, if you want the stuff in it, it's a really good box to grab. I'd rather promote boarding actions, but yeah, Combat Patrol is probably the better starter game. Yeah, I think Combat Patrol, people are saying they're getting rid of vehicles in it, but as far as I'm aware, a lot of the old Combat Patrols with vehicles in are still like, you can still get hold of the rules of them and play them. And a lot of the new Combat Patrols have had vehicles in them, or monsters. You got the 2 Demon Princes, you got the Impulsive of the White Scars, you got the Rhino in the Death Guard, you have the... Oh, what else is there? Oh yeah, the Invictor Warsuit with the Raven. I mean, okay, that's only toughness 8, but it's still 10 wounds. Or is it 12 wounds? Talcum with the Devilfish, yeah. Although the the Tau one, is that relatively recently? I know the Neck one's pretty old now, like at least 2-3 years old, and that's got the Doomstalker in it. Combat Patrol is mostly a new player thing, but it should also be a great bundle kit. Veteran players love discounts, yeah. I think that's what they did. I think with the new Marine ones, they hit that on the head. Like, I don't think not everyone is going to like every Combat Patrol. I think that sometimes it's like, what Warhammer players forget, they feel like everything should be for them personally. It's like, yeah, if you don't play an Imperial Fist, maybe the Imperial Fist Combat Patrol won't be for you. If you don't play... But I mean, I know a lot of the Iron Warrior fans were actually happy about the Iron Warrior one. It's like, you know what? Servo turrets, Graphis Marines, fits us pretty well. Some people are like, wouldn't the Iron Warrior one... No, not Iron Warrior, Iron Hands. I keep saying Warrior, I mean Iron Hands, sorry. Iron Hands won't be better for Imperial Fists. Should be, but explain the Tyrannid. Yeah, the Tyrannid one, as I said, is stupid, that one. There's some that are absolutely terrible. Sisters of Battle one is terrible-ish. The Admech one isn't great, but it's not terrible. It's not got many points in it. That's the main downside to it. I do think at the same time it's kind of a good... It's a good thing to like add on to your army. Like if you bought for old combat patrol and you're thinking about expanding your army and then you bought for new combat patrol, it works. If you were... The Tyranid one sucks though. I mean, it's not bad. If you're a veteran player, the Tyranid one's not bad because I know a lot of Tyranid players have been saying, you know what? It's got a lot of stuff I don't have. I want to get it to expand my force. And that's the only thing I've seen of it. Veteran play. A lot of veteran Tyranid players like it because it's got a lot of stuff. Especially for Hive Guard and for Biofor, which can also be built as a Pyrofor. It's like, those are the two main things. In addition, Gene Stealers can be relatively nice. And not everyone has Parasites of Mortrexes. But as for new players, it sucks. It sucks for new players, or if you want to get started with Tyranids. Because it's just such a random force. None of it has any synergy together. I mean, maybe it could be okay in Combat Patrol because each unit does its own thing and it can do it relatively well. But as a starting point for an army, it's just all over the place. It's like, what you doing there? I mix up Iron Warriors and Iron Hands all the time, yeah. I remember Iron Hands because of Ferrous. I know how he had Iron Hands. Honestly, the Tau one is great. It may come with a lot more infantry than some Tau like, but when I've tested Tau, it's been with lots of foot soldiers, or more like Yeah, I've heard some people have a lot of success playing Tau at like you would play for Astra Militarum, but that's not how a lot of Tau players really want to play Tau. I don't think the Tau one is a bad place to start Tau either. Like, if you just buy the Combat Patrol and then buy one of the big mechs, it's a pretty good... You've got yourself a really good starting point. But Tau Infantry is so fun. Yeah, I do like Tau Infantry. The gloves are black. The gloves are black today. Yeah, the sleeve gloves are black. Yeah, actually, are these my nicer... I think these are my nicer gloves. Oh... I mean, I have cats, so they do have a bit of cat hair and stuff on them already. Even though I changed them literally about 2 hours ago. Oh, wait a minute. There's a bit of fray here. But yeah, these aren't the ones covered in holes. But I'm just going to have to be careful not to get glue on them. Where's the synergy?
The gloves are not coming off.
Yeah, the sleeves are always so cute. I like sleeve gloves. Partly because I also don't like wearing a lot of long sleeve stuff. I get very warm very easily. But also I don't like cold air on my skin. I like air blowing across my skin, so sleeve gloves are just really perfect. And if I do get too warm with them, I can just take them off without having to change my entire outfit. Okay, I do not have the instructions on me and I can't be bothered getting the instructions out, so we are going to just be guessing at how this goes together. And since we're orcs today, that goes well. Hello, Saradwin. We've been talking a lot about combat patrols. Yeah, I think a lot of the... I think GW gets... Games Workshop gets a slightly worse rep than it deserves of the combat patrols. Like, I think a lot of combat patrols are really good hits. But I think the issue is that some of them are just absolute misses. I've seen some people saying it's like the new Dark Elder combat patrol. It's worse than the old one. I'm like, it's not worse. It's a really good the new one, really good. You get 2 Talos Pain engines, which can also be built to something else. you get a homunculus, and you get 2 squads of rakes, or 2 squads of 5. That's really good savings, really good starting point for your army. If you want to build a homunculus army, really good just to expand any Dark Eldar forces. Like if you had for old Dark Eldar combat patrol, that was 2 raiders, two squads of warriors, and then I can't remember what else came with it. Was it 2 squads of warriors, or was it warriors and I can't remember what came with it. But it was a really good. That was a really good combat patrol. But if you just add on your new one to that old one, and you got yourself a relatively decent list of mixed stuff. You've got the slower Rex that can hold onto your home objectives. You've got the Talos Pain engines which can push forward slower, and you got the Raider with the infantry on board that can absolutely tear apart the enemy's back line and outmaneuver the enemy. I mean, both of them are just really good combat patrols, they're both just different combat patrols. Hi, Empress Lightball! What if there's more gloves under the gloves? That's a fact. But, cats don't need gloves. Well, yeah. In terms of savings, when I was working it out, some of the combat patrols don't really give you good savings, others give you amazing savings. Okay, I'm thinking this goes on top like that. What do you think? That looks right to me. I'm not a cat, by the way, even if I currently look a little bit like one. But yeah, I think they're just so hit and miss. Like the Tyrannid one. Big miss. Oh no! I didn't cut it off properly here, and instead a piece of the sprue broke off. Not the sprue. A piece of it stayed on the sprue. Well, it's fine. You can see where it's all broken there. It's fine. We just have to be more careful with this guy. It's orcs. A bit of damage on your model, you know, it's a good thing. It's battle damaged. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's meant to be. These 2 pieces definitely go like that. Yeah. Okay, so this, guessing, yeah, goes like that. Goes like that. Oh, perfect. And then goes on top. Oh, yeah, genius. Oh gosh, this actually fits together really well. Already adding battle damage? Yeah, by accident. But you know, it's orcs. It doesn't matter if you mess up a little bit here and there. Part of the fun of playing orcs. Okay, I think this is the bottom piece. My favourite orc kit bash was 2 orcs in purple, holding up a copter since the person's fly stand. Oh, I've seen that one, yeah. I've been thinking about ways to like make some commandos. Like just using spare bits and some scenery. And maybe a bit of green stuff. So these 2 bits go like that. This bit goes at the back like that. Then this bit goes at the bottom like that. Oh my goodness. Such a perfect fit. This is why this kit has not been retired. It's been out for years. I never actually got this kit because it was always a bit too expensive for me. Even now, I was thinking about buying a second one. I'm like, okay, if I've got enough spare bits after I build my battle wagon and truck conversions, looted battle wagon and trucks, then I'm just going to make a Deff Dread out of spare bits and junk I have. Because it's like 40 quid for this model. It's like, that's expensive. I was like, I've also been thinking about giving. Like, I've got, you know, when my Chaos Army splits into 4 sections. You got the Nurgle, the Siege, the Slanesh, and the Undivided. Yeah, I was thinking about giving each of the 3 god sections their own Hellbrute, because we already have a Nurgle Hellbrute. I was thinking, okay, what happens if we give a Slanesh Hellbrute? So it's got the Scourge and a hand and like a power fist thing with a flamer. And then the Siege one can have rockets and a twin-linked heavy bolter. I thought that would be really cool, but then it's like, yeah, they're like 40 quid each and you can't get savings on them because they're online only. Same with the Deff Dread. Ork Demon Engine. Cupcon, I shall put demon into that engine. I mean, I guess you could make chaotic orcs if you want to. They have existed in lore before, even though they generally not really spoken about anymore. But I buy the fact that orcs can fall to chaos. It's just a bit harder for orcs to fall to chaos. And I've seen people make orc demon engines before with the idea that the orcs like looted a demon. And like orcs loot Tyranids and stuff. I really like those ones where the orcs have looted a demon or looted Tyranids. There's nothing saying orcs can't put a demon into an engine and making their own orky demon engines. Orcs are clever enough to be able to trap a demon. If humans can do it, why can't orcs? Oh gosh, why does it want to fit? There you go. To my understanding, the orcs also have a kind of connection that tells them another orc isn't normal. Yeah. It's because of like the psychic linking between orcs, like this minor hive mind. They don't have a proper hive mind, but they have enough of one where they can tell when an orc's behaving oddly. The main way that fails is if enough orcs fall at the same time. Or if a big orc in charge, basically. If a big orc in charge falls, the other orcs might just follow anyway, because they're too scared of a big orc, and it's too fighty for them to really, you know, stop it. The other thing is, if just a bunch of orcs end up getting, like, if a bunch of orcs are sleeping in the camp and a gene stealer, a bunch of gene stealers walk in and infect them all, or a bunch of demons infect them all, the entire camp can get corrupted and then it doesn't really matter. But generally, the camp or whatever is then going to be struggling with other orc tribes in the area. Yeah. Orcs can't fall to chaos. Chaos can only fall to orcs. Orcs have fallen to chaos. There's actually a warband of orcs that worships Khorne. At least in old canon for worse. Not so sure that it still exists in new canon, but it would be nice if it did. Oh, how big is this Deff Dread at the moment? Let's get our big dude out. Pretty big. I don't have any Space Marines on my desk. Actually, I do have the Neophytes for Scouts. Okay, so we got one leg. Okay, it looks like there's a lot of bits that need to be added to these legs. Like, look at it. It's got a bunch of missing bits on its side. Where's the other leg? Okay, it's piece 21. So this is new enough to be numbered. But do the numbers make sense? That's the big question. Okay, I think it's these bits that go on them. It is. Nice. Yeah. I think orcs are generally very hard to corrupt, but they aren't incorruptible. Also, you can defeat orcs. One of the ways that Pure Tide, I think it was, defeated orcs is just refusing to engage them directly. Like, he'd always just use range and hit and run tactics of the orcs never actually got the fight they desired, and were just slowly being killed off. This doesn't really work against... If you're in the defensive and you need to protect civilians, or like static points, and if the orc war is large enough that it basically hits the entire planet all at once, you're going to be in a bit of a difficulty trying to stop them. You can do a magic trick. You can turn invisible. Oh. Orcs v Farsight is basically orcs got bored, so they left. What's it Farsight? I thought it was Pure Tide that did that. Farsight... I think they were enjoying the fight, and then the Farsight was told to stop engaging them. I thought that was Farsight. I thought that was Red Boy. Turns purple. I know Sinch hates them because they're so random. Like, they'll sometimes get bored of winning a fight and leave. Just because they're bored. Yeah. People also think that Imperium is bad at handling orcs. Yet the Imperium actually knows quite a lot of ways of fighting orcs that are very effective. Like, if you want to get rid of orcs fully, the Imperium's tactics usually is don't directly engage them, instead just bombard them with artillery and orbital attacks and strikes them for air. Like their main formations and numbers. Do tactical and surgical strikes, or even send assassins in to wipe out the war bosses and the leaders. This will cause infighting amongst the orcs, but will allow your bombardments and strikes to be even more effective. And then you push in with literal fire teams, just to burn down the ground, everything around the orcs, destroying all of the spores, preventing them from coming back. And there you go, you've just cleared a site of orcs without any real casualties. That's how the Imperial fight orcs 99% of the time. It's unfortunate for over 1% of the time that becomes things like Gaskell Thacker or a massive Ork War. Or quite simply, they lack the resources and firepower to be able to do something like that. So I'm running out of my cola. We don't encourage children's temper tantrums. Put them in timeout. Can't see me anymore. I'm purple. Oh, you're purple. Oh no, I can't see you. It's true. The Eldar also use hit and run tactics against the Orcs. The major issue with Orcs is when you've got a planet that's already got Orcs on it and those Orcs don't want to go anywhere because it's their planet. In which case you need to do what the Imperium does. Basically just firestorm the planet away from the Orcs. So that all the Orcs and their spores get burnt out down. That's something the Tau don't really want to do. And thankfully for the Tau, they've not had to really deal with very much. They've mostly just had to deal with Orc fleets and Orcs attacks. The Imperium also have another funny way that I find hilarious that the Tau haven't managed to do very well yet. And that's actually just initiate diplomacy of the Orcs. Rogue traders, as on the fringes of the Imperium, will very often just find troublesome Orcs that are annoying them and just go, okay, here's a bunch of weapons or resources or whatever you wanted. Go and attack my enemies. There's a really good fight. And the Orcs will just go off and do it. Sometimes the Orcs will then come back or they'll turn around and attack you for weapons you just gave them. But a lot of the time, it will just work out. The Orcs will go off, do what you wanted, and then they'll come back and be like, hey, we gave those guys the right crumping. Got any more guys that need crumping? That'll be a fun fight like that. And it's like, yes, yes we do. That's probably my favourite way. Howdy, Nathan. How you doing? The lads think red makes them faster, right? Yeah. Purple makes them sneaky. Yeah. Oh, well, what about, like, yellow, brown? The best, which is green itself. Well, yellow, green is the best because that's the colour of the Orcs. Yellow is the snazziest colour. Because which you want to show off and show how rich you are. And the blue is the luckiest colour. Are you about to give your horse a good bath? Oh, nice. Orcs are shocking and reasonable if you know how to talk to them, yeah. And that's where the Tau have actually struggled talking to them. The Tau don't know how to talk to the Orcs. Okay, I'm thinking there's something else that needs to be put on these feet. I'm thinking this thing. Yeah, that thing's good. I feel like I'm missing something else. Maybe it's because the old ones made for Orcs and they were made to be told what to fight. I like to think it's part of that initial instinct. I think it's because the Orcs are intelligent. Often it's best way to think of Orcs as like big children. And then try figuring out what they want to fight. So the best way to do diplomacy with them is give them weapons and give them a fight. But if you don't want to fight them personally, give them somebody else to fight. It's not quite like that they like to be told what to fight. It's just that they like to fight, and if you can give them a proper fight, that's good for you. It would be hard, though, to, like, fossilize them, which the Tau would want to do. Because the orcs don't want to be told all the time who they want to fight. They want to be paid to fight. They want to be... Hello, Baya! How you doing? Thanks for the raid. Big love hearts to you all. And hi, Douglas Pendergraft. I'm doing okay today. Oh. Okay, what else goes? We're trying to figure out how to put this thing together because I don't have the instruction kit. And it's meant to be a big old Deff Dread. Hi, Mal, how you doing? How was your stream, by the way? I hope it was super duper fun. Okay, how do the feet go together? It was good, tough bosses. Ooh. Well, if you need to, like, get something to eat or drink or whatever, go off and do that as well. Remember to take care of yourself. And this could also go off on the side. But yeah, this makes a good thing. Oh. Oh, thanks for head pats. That's kind of what I was angling at, the fact that they are reasoned with at all, as opposed to just bashing in your skull like the cavemen. Is some kind of design. Maybe. I think if the orcs never wanted to fight, they never wanted to do any sort of diplomacy, it would be hard to have them around. Like, I don't think they'd survive as well as they did, or for as long as they did. Because they need to be able to do diplomacy with one another. No, I need to just, like, look at a picture of a Deff Dread. Oh no. Back to the website. Okay, Deff Dread picture. How do the legs look? It's loading, it's loading. Warhammer 40k, Xenos, Orcs. Oh yeah, I can show you what we're building. We're building this thing today. Look at that coolness. Okay, the legs are a lot more basic than I imagined they were. And it's got those big old claws on them. Okay, they're a lot more simplistic than I thought. I thought there was like a bunch of stuff was missing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, then I wanted to put custom Mega Blasters on it. Yeah. So here we go. So this thing would go like this, I'm guessing. Okay, chop off this part. No, it doesn't go like that. And there's something else that goes here on it. Oh, it's this bit here. That's a very hard piece to cut out, but yeah, this piece goes like that, and then this part goes into there. Very nice. Or you could put it further up if you wanted to. Into that big old hole. Okay, so we're getting some of this done up. It's a very difficult model. It's a very fiddly model. And now... Okay, don't want feet. I kind of want these feet on instead. I'm not sure if they're meant to be feet, but you know, I like it. So I think I'm just going to go with these things instead. Of these big old spikies at the bottom. Okay, then I want another custom Mega Blaster. So basically like the Ork Plasma Gun in a way. Very damaging. Has a chance of exploding. I've been assembling the characters of the Indomitus box today. Ooh. How has it been going? I say yet again, I'm so glad I found it when I did. I'd wanted several other models it came with. Yes. I'm so glad I got mine, even if it did end up becoming a bit more expensive due to customs. Like, it's just got... For the kits it comes with are just such good kits. I think the Leviathan box is also really good. The Indomitus box is also really good. I kind of want them to, like, you know, do made to order of some of the old starter sets. Bring them back for, like, short limited releases would be so fun. I say specifically made for order, just so that you don't get all of the crazy... Oh, what's it called? Scalpers. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So these two would go on the side. Like, you got these three things here. That goes there. Oh, they look like big old flamers, don't they? They're not flamers. The custom Mega Blasters. I think it does come with flamethrowers as well. No, it does. Oh, yeah, it does. There you go. Big old flamethrower here. That's an actual flamethrower. I say actual, it's, you know, plastic model of a flamethrower. And it should have a second one because it comes with like 2 machine guns, big shooters. 1 rocket launcher. 2 rocket launchers. 1 flamethrower. 1 buzzsaw, second buzzsaw, 1 claw. Second claw. Maybe it really only comes with 1 flamethrower. Huh. Weird. Unexpected even. They need to be made to order boxes in my opinion. They have to deal with Indomitors because of scalpers. Was it made to order with Indomitors? Yeah, scalpers are just getting worse and worse. Not just even in 40k. Just like all over for every single hobby right now. Even PC building. So feet go here. Okay, what do I want with the other arms? So you got big arms like that one. And you got smaller arms like this one. I'm thinking we want for bigger arms. And I'm thinking I want to go with... I'm not sure. Buzzsaws or claws? What do you think? I could be getting rid of all these mode lines, except I don't really care enough. And it's orky stuff. Anyway. Yeah. Feeling like maybe... No. I don't know if those holes are about there. What I'm thinking is I can put a foot down like this. So it's at a kind of angle like that. So like one foot is going back. And then you can have the other foot like that. So it's like walking. Rather than stood. I want to give it some sort of dynamic thing going on. But let's look. I'm thinking go after this big claw here and maybe this big saw here. Yeah, that's what I want. I'm feeling like I'm missing parts. Hello, Saradwin. You've said hello a few times. I said hello to you too. It wasn't at first, but Indomitus was so popular and grabbed up by so many that they made it made to order for a while. Ooh. Oh, you won 10,000! Yay! I immediately had to leave last time. Oh, okay. Hello again, then. How you doing? Why are you leaving us? Or why did you leave us? Okay, yeah, so there's something definitely goes here. I'm good. I had the bike to the gas station where I left the charger. Oh. Did you manage to get your charger back? I hope you did. Hey, what are we saying about scalpers? Oh yeah, scalpers suck. It feels like anything time something new comes out that's popular, they jump on it. Pokemon card scalpers or special breed. Yeah. These things are not fun. I wonder how they can keep doing it though. Because a lot of them it just seems to like fall flat on the face too. Okay, so you have these two things here. Which seem to be, that's one, but then you got a second one. I'm so confused to how this all works. Okay, so that piece goes with... No, it doesn't look like it goes with one of these. Never mind. It's not like either of these pieces go with that. Doesn't look like they go together. And that's obviously if they go together around something like this. No. And the backs being left open, maybe? Yeah, I think the backs being left open on them. Because this bit definitely looks like it's meant to go with this piece. Those two. What numbers are they? 52 and 34. No, that's 32 and 52 and 34. Okay, these numbers are terribly printed onto this because the numbers bisected by that thing, the spoon. I think most scalpers are making basically nothing, which is why they take everything. Maybe. Maybe. Because, I mean, do see some of these, like, scalpers, it backfires so badly that... Oh, yeah, sorry about that horrible noise. That they end up having to sell stuff at a steepish discount to make any money back. Thinking, because you got a second thing here that's basically the same type of arm with a slightly different design. So surely there must be a second set of... Like, what number is that arm? 36. Unless maybe... Okay, I've got it. It's this piece mixed with those other pieces I was saying. I'm thinking that's what it is. This piece goes like this. Then you got that big gap at the back. That's what I don't get. And then... Where is it? This piece here. Comes down on the other side. Like that. Hey, that looks fine here. Looks fine. Well, then you got that big old gap. What about that big old gap? What goes there? Okay, so that's what we're missing now. We need a gap filler. Needs to be like 54, I imagine, would be the piece number. 49. Not quite. 25. No. 62, 61, 68. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? These pieces have such a crazy design to them. Maybe it's meant to be open at the back. No, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it's orcs. It doesn't necessarily have to make sense, but I'm definitely missing a piece here. I feel like I am. And it definitely feels like it's meant to fit here. Time to look at the websites again. Okay, I could go for the instructions. But you know, the instructions kind of suck. Okay, no, you can see there. You got like, no, it does have a big gap. It's meant to have big gaps on it. That feels so weird. Okay, no, that's correct, apparently. You know, as they said, orcs don't have to make sense. A wise woman once said to me, orcs, they make no sense. I was that woman. Oh gosh. I hope you're at least enjoying this. Just me being confused by this thing. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, and that goes onto here. Oh, onto there. I'm gonna say onto this side. Maybe with this hand.
Not just wise but humble too.
Yeah, why? The most humble. Not just humble, the most humble. Specifically, most. The humblest. Bet you never even knew if that was a term.
Not just the most humble, also very pretty.
Yeah! And extraordinarily the modestest person to ever exist. Humble, modest, wise, pretty. Pretty stuck up if you ask me. All words are made up anyway. It's true. It's true. Made up by me. I was the inventor of all words in every single language. It's true. Ask anybody. They say Cupcake Conjuror did that. Oh gosh, it's been clipped off. What does it? Oh, came out so neatly. My hair. Cat hair. Banana na 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 ban ban banana na 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 na. Okay, then we just need to do the same sort of crazy contraption that we did last time. We got this piece here. Oh yeah. And then this tiny little piece here finishes it off. Yeah. You stinky. I'm not stinky. So mean. So mean. Not true. Don't forget smelliest and saddest. I'm not smelly. I'm just sad because you keep calling me smelly. There we go. And then go. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of glue. Oh, and then smish. Smash. Smosh. It fits. And then what did I want? I wanted the saw. Saw Gorada. Ooh, now that's a cool thing. Now I want to save that one. I want to save that one. I want to go with this claw. Sprinkles. 3,350 sprinkles. Oh my goodness. What are you going to use them on, son? Shiny rays. Nah. Oh gosh, that sticks. Now I'm thinking this one goes here. Like like that. And then where's the foot piece? Where's the other foot piece? Did I cut off both the foot pieces? Yeah, I did. So I'm thinking this one I want kind of like that. I think first glue it to the base. And this one we want something like dish. Like I said, I want to kind of pose that it looks like it's kind of trying to walk forward. There we go. And this one can just go onto it. Hi, Nano Fate! We're currently making the Deff Dread without any instructions. And I'm being confused by the fact that some of its pieces make absolutely no sense, but I guess that's just orcs for you. Like this thing, there's just gaps. There's just big old gaps on the arms. I don't know why. This is what the Astra Mechanicum must feel like. Not the mechanic. This is what the Mechanicum must feel like every time they're asked to look at an orky piece of equipment. They're just like, it makes no sense. Why is there gaps here? What does this part even do? Oh darn it, I accidentally glued the wrong foot. It's this foot I wanted to glue at the bottom. This one I want to glue at the back. So it's like... oh. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Balance it fair. Okay, now we just need to wait a little bit as it balances. Okay, this arm's gonna have a saw on. I'm thinking it's gonna be up in the air, waving its arms in the air like it just don't care. And this one, I'm thinking it's like gonna be trying to reach forward, grabbing with the big old chompers. Chomp, chomp, chomp. This way round. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Oh gosh. And these two are gonna be on the side, just going. Just resting after running. Oh, you've been doing some running today. Nice. Like a park run or just a normal jog around the place. I like running on a treadmill. There's 20 questions. Okay, I want to go for fat head because it feels more mechy, you know. We are going for Luctus and mechs as the main focus. They've been running through my mind all day. Okay, how is it feeling? No, it's still falling. Still falling. Although it is drying a little bit. Okay, leave it like that. So this will be wanting to go on the face. Yeah, we'll go for fat face. I need like things on the shoulders. That might make a fun shoulder. So if I put that on, it'll block part of the arm. So maybe not. All of these shoulders have this big old thing here that will block part of the arm. Unless it's meant to go underneath. Just waiting for it to dry. Waiting for a glue drying stream. Oh, look at it though. It's a really killy can. It's a Deff Dread, not a killer can. Oh gosh, the blacks are a bit too dark compared to IRL. Can't really tell if there's a gap between the foot and the base and the stream very well compared to real life. Oh, from this angle you can. There you go. From this angle, it's so. Oh no, you can tell. You can tell. It's just as soon as you do that, it looks kind of like it's flat. It's like a void. It's meant to be more grey IRL. Okay. Let's look at these shoulder pads then. I think these are the shoulder pads. I imagine they are. Yeah, this goes like here. That big old piece on the side looks like it'll just block it though. Needs a tactical rock. Maybe. Yeah, if I want to lift it up like that. That shoulder pad's just gonna get in the way. Yeah, it definitely feels like it might need a tactical rock just to support its foot going forward. Okay, let's go into our boxes of bits. See if there's anything for it just to step on. I do actually have like some tactical rocky bits. Oh wait a minute, that's the absolutely wrong box. That's for fantasy pieces. Oh, I do have this box here, which, if I remember correctly, I put to some side some bits of terrain that I thought could make good tactical rocks. Transfers. Those are bases. That's a base with a tactical rock built into it. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna have to move a lot of these baggies out. There we go, just one baggie, then the next, and the next two. That's another tactical rock. Like, it's like my bits box that's just full of organised bits, but then at the bottom of it, I've just got some tactical rocks and stuff and some bases. Okay, then bring the bits back. There's the tactical rock. So there's only 3 bits of tactical rocks in here. Must have put the rest into the main, less organised bits box. Oh gosh, my butt. Do not have enough padding. There we go. And then... oh no, that's not meant to be up. Okay, so... we could cut away the bottom parts of this. But no, that's got Space Marine feet imprinted on it. Can't use that. Then I've got this. Yeah, it could definitely support it as it's moving through. Or maybe I could put it underneath the back foot. It makes it more sense to put it underneath the front foot. Okay. This works. I would show you a bit, but it's very hard to show you when it's meant to be balancing pieces. In user space mean headers. I was thinking about just like grabbing my trophy kit, which has skulls and heads and stuff in it. But decided against it. So there you go. That's what I'm trying to do. Just like give it a little bit more to work with. Okay, holding it in place. I'm gonna stop crying. I don't want to cry. Yeet. What's up? When did I get my hat? I just realised I got a hat. And that's not for stopping crying thing. That's the stopping crying one. So these two pieces glue together there. Just hold it in place. And should be done. You asked me what you want. Oh gosh, you gave me a hat. That's what you spent it on. Wait, didn't you give yourself, do you have a hat? Sunshiny Ray down there. What's your little cupcake? Sunshiny Ray, you've not given yourself a hat. You can click the link that's pinned and you can give yourself a hat. Get loads of stuff you can. Not sure if this is for this part. Maybe it goes underneath. Oh, definitely not. What about this? Nah, I don't like it. It definitely feels like it's meant to go here. Oh, darn it. Why wouldn't you stick in? Stick. No. There you go. Stick there. Okay. It's working. It's working. Do. No, it's not working. It immediately just danced away. They stay connected like that. I'm going to look what other pieces need to go onto this. So we need to get things onto the back here. I think the best parts of that are these ones at the back. Go like that. Then just twist it off. I want to see how well how well that goes in. It seems to go in relatively well. Or maybe it's not meant to go there. Looks like it feels like it should. It Feels like it should, but it doesn't go there. Where does it go? Oh no. Okay, maybe it doesn't go there. It doesn't go upside down there. When you think a piece goes somewhere, but it doesn't. Or maybe it does. Well, probably not. That's stuck. I'm hoping it's stuck now. Just in case I'm doing this. Sitting on its head. Okay, I don't think those two pieces actually go together. What would go there? That's a $2 billion question. Okay, I'm thinking this goes here. You know, give it a weird mouth. Jut it out. I don't really like that piece that's coming out. It's like, is it meant to go here? It could do. Anyway, that piece that's jutting out seems like it's just in the way. It might have an important job to do. It might not. Either way, it's gone now. Now, we can put it like this. Oh. Or like that. Oh. Now that works. Okay, but I need more. Where's my other clip? Here they are. Oh, that's mode line remover. Here they are. Clippies. Clippity clip clips. No, it's still a bit. Okay, I need a knife. Who needs a knife? You need a knife. Everyone needs a knife. Just trimming everything up. And there it goes. And then I'm thinking something like that there. And then something like this here. And oh my gosh, is that clipped? It is. What do you think? It's beautiful. It's beautiful! Okay, I'm still having to buy a lot of force to get this the way I want it. You know, best way to fix that. And then suddenly, not as much force is needed. Check. Yeah! Hi, Pac-Man. No, don't turn me into a cat. Aha! None of sprinkles. I am safe. I am safe today. At least for another few minutes before you earn the sprinkles needed. Oh wait, did we say hello to you, Tony? Hello, Tony, if we didn't. There we go. That goes like that. And then let's get the custom Mega Blasters on next. Just so we know where they're meant to be. How you doing today, Cupcake? We're doing okay. We're building ourselves a big old mech. A big old Deff Dread. Pretty fun model. Bases feels a tiny bit undersized for what it's meant to be. And it might be an old model, but it's an old and gold one. Oh gosh, I'm not even sure it is for old. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Look at them twin custom, technically not twin, but custom Mega Blaster. And then dish arm goes up like that. Like, oh, I'm over. Maybe I shouldn't do it up. Maybe I should do it down like that. I'm just thinking about storage. Like if it's up like that, it will not fit anywhere, but if it's down, it'll be like, yeah. Okay, we'll do it like that. That's good. Cupcat. No, you're not meant to help them cupcat me. So mean. But there we go. And it's all... So, you wanted to stay stuck before without any glue. Why don't you want to stay stuck now? And you go... Okay, maybe if we do it like slightly like that, so it's going inwards. And twist it to that corner like that. And it's like... Yeah! Okay, that's cool. You're currently downloading Vermintide, but it's... Yeah, Vermintide's a pretty big game. Vermintide's very fun, but it is a bit grindy. And it does have a lot of stuff locked behind paywalls. But still a really fun game. I keep meaning to play it again. And the arm goes up like that. With this like that. That sort of angle. The mech looking good. It is looking good. It's a Deff Dread. I wanted to look mechy. I feel like Deff Dreads need to have a character option. Seriously. I know that we can get Mega Knobs. Not Mega Knobs. Mega War Bosses. Or War Bosses in Mega Armor. And we can get mechs in Mega Armor. But they're way too small. Compared to like a Deff Dread sort of thing. Look at it, it's like like, I don't think you need a new model for it. Just keep the same model and just say that you can upgrade it to be a big mech Deff Dread, a mech Deff Dread, or a boss Deff Dread as a character. That'll just be so perfect. Now I need to figure out what parts go on these back panels here. And what parts go on the shoulder. I'm thinking this is meant to be a shoulder, but that big old piece here is just going to get in the way. I mean, it can still just sit there, I guess. That wouldn't be the worst thing. The mech looking good. The Mega Knobs. The Mega Knobs. What other parts would I want to add to it? Oh, there was a part that I saw before. Where was it? Oh, there it is. No, I don't want to add that. Could add that there. Now I'm just going to add this spiky piece to it. Better than any Imperial Knights. I mean, it's much smaller than Imperial Knight. It's even smaller than for things like the Redemptor Dreadnoughts that it's meant to go up against. No, I kind of like the idea of it just kind of sat on top and being knocked about because it doesn't really fit. Yeah, there you go. Does it seem like it will get in the way? Yes, so it will be in the way. Nah. We can compare it to a Deff Dread later. Not a Deff Dread. A Redemptor or Brutalis Dreadnought later. How does that look? Ah, no, we need to like add some sort of big panel to the side there. Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll see how this looks. Could be worse. Yeah, we'll add it more forward like that. And then we'll add the spikes on top of that thing. Oh, and then we put that like that. Yeah! Okay, I think the arms are fine at the moment, so I can pick it up. Just put this on top of there. And hopefully if I pick it up, it won't fall to pieces, so I can show it to you properly. And there it is. That's what it looks like right now. Oh, yeah. Okay, what do we do with this back panel here? That's definitely... I don't think that's right. Let's look at the... Once again, we're visiting the website once every like on this stream is another thing. Oh, wait, pre-order now. Fell blade heavy tank. Oh my gosh, look at it. It's beautiful. Does that make your orc side of you want to loot it so badly? New assault squad, that seems very good for, you know, Chaos Space Marines. New combat forces. New Middle Earth stuff. Oh, those are cool dice. Yeah, most of these books like sold out already. It's crazy. But only weakness pre-orders. Yeah, it's true. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Armies of Imperium, Xenos armies, Orcs, Deff Dread. Yeah, they've got all those things coming out of it. Oh, I know what it does. Okay, I get it. I get it. From looking at that, I can see where I was going wrong. So I take this. I thought it was like one piece goes on like one of the back panels and the other piece goes on the other one. No. I understand how it goes on it. These two pieces go together. Something like that. Probably not these two pieces. Let's find a different one. Okay, it's one of these two. We'll go with this. This piece goes like this together. And then that sticks into there. Yeah, that's how it works. Oh, I kind of don't like it though. I kind of like the more compact idea of it. I just want to put exhaust at the back here. I wonder if there's another option for that. I don't think so. It doesn't feel like there's much I could put into the back instead, but that's actually involved in biscuit. We'll go into my bits pile and maybe make something up. Didn't we get... We did! We're just YOLOing it, though. We're yodeling it. No, we did get instructions for Combat Patrol magazines, but I put the magazines away. So instead, we've just been building this up. And we've been confused by parts of it, like... the fact that there's big gaps here. You know, on the arm. You see this big gap here? That's meant to be there. We looked over pictures online. They also offer big gaps there. But when you YOLO it, you end up with more interesting ideas. Don't want it both for guns shooting forward. I kind of like that look. I kind of like the look of it, you know, just going... while the arms are like in this pincer formation. He looks ready to hug. He does. Just had a very close call in for Pushfit Chaplain. His tiny school knee pad fell out onto your carpet. Oh, I hate it when tiny pieces do that and you just can't find them. Like, I've got a grey carpet, so I lose a lot of pieces like that. But it's not grey, it's a light blue. But still, very easy to lose bits. Okay, yeah, this bits box isn't going to give me the answers I want. The other one might. Okay, we got the bits box. The bit I'm looking for, but I don't even know if I have. It's just like something that looks like it could be an exhaust or like a fuel can. Ooh, this works. Like, that could fit. It doesn't fit neatly, but it fits nicely enough. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Let's see if we can find anything else that looks vaguely like an exhaust. Got a hammer from a hell brute. Missile launcher from a Hellbrute. Different missile launcher. That looks like it could be a sarcophagus or Space Marine dreadnought. Ooh, weird energy thing. Now I'm trying to find something that looks like it could fit neatly onto here. Ooh, random energy pack. Oh gosh, no, that's falling off. So could this fit here? It could, kind of. There's a lot of gaps, but I mean, it's Ork tech. Why wouldn't there be a lot of gaps? Okay, that feels pretty nice, actually. Oh no, the shoulder pad fell off. Oh, whatever. We'll look at that later. But if we put this like that. Yeah! I love it. Okay, if that fits there, either way, there wouldn't be enough room to get the barrels onto it. Wires get in the way. I can cut off that wire there. Darn it, dropped it. This is why you never drop your pieces. It's pretty awful when it happens. Thankfully, I found it quickly. And I used plastic glue even with some of the push fit, so it should stay in this time. Yeah. I always glue for push fit models. I mean, I always convert my push fit models. Like, I cut pieces off them and stick other pieces on and so on. Because I just don't like the idea of my models looking the exact same as everyone else's. There's a few exceptions I make for that rule, but not a great deal. Okay, so let's look for other things they can put on the back. I got this random thing. Hey, maybe we don't need an exhaust. Maybe we can make it look like it's all energy, pick up electricity type stuff. That could be fun. A random light? Would that work? Maybe not. And I could probably put the light like back here or something. On the mouth. Nah, it's too long. But we continue our search. In vain, it feels like. Yeah, I don't think many kits have spare exhaust ports. I've got a big old lump of resin here for my Titan. I could super glue it onto the back. I think that'll just look weird. And I could super glue one of these door pieces to the back as well. But nah. What do we do? Okay guys, you need to like point to the exact piece I need just in case I miss it. Hello Douglas! How you doing? Ooh, that one now, it's too rounded. You can tell how many pieces it's like. Right, I feel like I could make a Deff Dread from just scrap pieces. Like take this piece here. Throw that piece in or something. Wait, is it? No, take this piece. That was the back of a plane. Don't need that part. Oh, here we go. This piece here. That could be perfect. Oh, you could base that around your entire model. And like put an Ork or Gretchen or something in there. There's the back of a chair somewhere in here. Centre of a model on it, and then you can put like this panel at the back. This is a thing from an Imperial Knight. And you can put like this piece on from a Dreadnought. Put off those bits here, have it hanging off, cut up the eagle on the front. None of the Orks would have too many qualms if flying an eagle. Oh god. But anyway, I'm meant to be looking for a part that we can put on the back, not how to convert up my own Deff Dread. Or then you can put like one of these knight faces on the Ork's own head. It's like, cool. There's a lot of things you can do. It's like this could make a good foot or something. This could make a good part to the leg. Another part of like an arm or a leg or something. Another part of an arm. Okay, where is the piece? Ooh, that could be a good back piece. Like, put this here. Like that. Maybe more like... So put this piece on that side. Oh, there we go. Like that. Yeah. Oh, that could be good there. And if we can get this piece connected there, we could maybe still fit this piece next to it. I think we could. Okay, let's cut off this bit of wire here. Oh, okay, maybe not there. What about like... Those wires are just getting in the way. It could fit like that. Again, big gaps in this doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, that could work. Oh gosh, it's really throwing it down outside. I don't know if you can hear it. Doesn't sound like it, or look like it from my audio. There we go. Oh, that can go on the back like that. That would be good. Yeah. Hey, we're a mecha group. We're mechs. We don't always rely on just smelly petrols and fumes and gas engines. No, we can have cool things ourselves. We can have nuclear powered engines. But you need to replace a fusion car on. That's like half the size of a person. Oh, that would be hilarious. Oh, I want that now. I want them to add a thing to the game, which is like an archy vehicle ejects a fusion car. Like once per game, once per battle, you can eject a fusion car. Once you do this, it just like causes a massive explosion that's like to destroy your vehicle. But then your vehicle is at like -1 to hit and wound for the rest of the game. But it just causes like massive mortal wounds to anything within 6 inches. Okay, let's glue back here. Do you think it needs to have a banner on the back? Oh gosh, there's a big old gap there. A firm, steady hand makes it a lot easier. It does. Something I lack, but you know, don't worry about it. A big gap. Oh, that's why. Yeah, this way seems better. Need to re-glue the back. Nothing some glue won't fix. More glue! Don't glue my hand! Oh, nail and a hammer. Don't nail and hammer my hand. Although the nail and hammer one is pretty much how the orcs feel about everything. Is that broken? Well, I've got a nail and hammer here that says otherwise. There you go. Yeah, look at that. It's got some power packs. It's got some stupid stuff. Now, obviously, it's got that thing there it's like meant to be. Oh, but what I could do, instead of having a spindly banner coming out of it, I could add one of the exhausts from this. To it. Yeah. In the end, it uses fusion power, but it still needs to, you know, put that steam away, the suspiciously black steam from its cold fusion engine. Don't question why the steam is black. There's nothing wrong with it. And why it smells like smoke. And why there's sometimes grot bits are spitting out of it too. You know, it's just like steamed hams, you know. It looks like smoke, it smells like smoke, it looks like it's full of meat. It's just steamed hams. We call it a temperature engine because it's very temperamental. When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. When you have a nail, everything looks like a piece of wood. Oh, there you go. Look at it go. It's just a big pile of scraps. Oh, yeah. Look at my big old smiley boy. Look at him. He's got his jaw jutting out like some sort of minion. Oh, he's beautiful. He's beautiful. And look, he can get in and out of it. You don't need to be wired into this. You can just drive it. Stop making up what I wrote. I know, but I made it up. We call it a temperature engine because it's very temperature. When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Oh, it's so stupid, but I love this stupid thing. Big old saw. Big old chompy chomp. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Okay, let's start comparing its size to other things. Okay, there's my spare bits. Let's throw them to one side. Yeah. Oh, boxes. There we go. Okay, so comparing it to this big dude. He's that massive destroyer lord. Same size base. This guy's definitely got more mass to him. Was surprising. I guess it shouldn't be surprising. The same size base. This is the reanimator next to it. My Deff Dread does feel a bit small. Next to a neophyte. Now it feels big. Can't wait to see it painted in a few years. I'm sorry. That's never gonna happen. Next to the Scallopus Destroyers. Or whatever they're called. Again, it still feels absolutely massive next to that thing. Well, these things do feel surprisingly small for how big their bases are. Especially when you look at the animation with these guys in. Oh gosh, we're all over the place. No. Okay, we got E detect. The Scarab Lady. Okay, let's get out for Honorary Hellbrute. Can't accept wide models. Oh, that's actually going to be difficult to play. Okay. Honorary Tiny Boy Hellbrute. Honestly, it's not that much bigger than a Hellbrute. And it is much bigger, like it's much wider. It's got much more mass to it. But I thought I'd do make it look a lot smaller. Same size space as well. From above, the Deff Dread definitely looks much bigger. Okay, next to the Venom Crawler though, which is on a much bigger base. Similar size. The funny thing is, the Venom Crawler is, I think, a much weaker model. Like in terms of just its toughness and how many wounds it has and stuff. Smaller brute. Like let me quickly compare them from the stats, so like Warpedia stats and so on. Okay, so we'll go to new recruit. My Night Lord's army list has a Venom Crawler in it. So Venom Crawler is toughness 9, 3 plus save, 9 wounds. The Hellbrute is toughness 9, 2 plus save, 8 wounds. Okay, so it makes sense that the Hellbrute's a little smaller. It's more heavily armoured. But all in all, less wounds. Okay, let's compare this to the Deff Dread. Stinkbag boys. And then Deff Dread, it's toughness 9, 2 plus save, 8 wounds. Okay, so it's got the same stats roughly as the Hellbrute in terms of durability. It's got an invulnerable save of 6 plus, unlike the Hellbrute, which I don't think has this invulnerable. Your internet dying. No! Come back to us, TA! This thing, though, it does have a lot more firepower than what the others do. Thank you for the stream. My internet is dying now. Be well. Bye-bye, TA. It was nice of you to pop in. I hope your internet revives itself. Ah. So it's got Dead Choppy with its Dread Claws. So each Dread Claws it gets +1 attack to its melee stats. So it can have 5 strength 12 attacks, which is the same as a Hellbrute has. But because it can have 4 different guns and arms attached to it, it can get more attacks. A Hellbrute can have 2 arms, going all the way up to 7 attacks. This thing can have 4 arms, going all the way up to 7 attacks. Okay, so it's actually similar in melee. In shooting, though, this thing can have 2 custom Mega Blasters, and it can have up to 4 if it wanted to, which can give it an insane amount of plasma cannon shots, effectively. It can have 9. Strength 9, AP -2. Damage, D6 attacks are all hazardous. I can just have a bunch of rockets. That being said, it's very inaccurate. Okay. So yeah, it's around the same size and general stats as a Hellbrute, which is the same as a roughly very similar to a Boxing Art as well. So it's pretty tough, but it's not super tough. It's pretty big, but it's not super big. And it makes sense that it's a big lump of scrap that looks a bit bigger and more intimidating than a Hellbrute, but altogether it's probably not going to... It's only about the same strength. She just did the silly just sound. And then, and like this thing, it actually is really good. Like it as a shoot. You think this thing would be better in melee than shooting, but no, it's really good at shooting. It's got 2 of these guns that are basically just Space Marine motors. So strength 6, I think damage 2, AP -1. Each one gets 6 attacks. And then if it kills anything in melee, it gets 6 more attacks, does it? No, it gets a 1 attack extra for all of its weapons, including, I think, its ranged weapons. So its size comes in just how killy it is. And I guess the same goes for Deff Dread. Compare them to Redemptor Dreadnought size model though, and you'll quickly see a massive difference in them. So this is my Ballistus Dreadnought. It's got a slightly smaller base than the Venom Crawler, but it's all in all much bigger. Actually, not that much bigger, surprisingly. Oh. But compared to like a Hellbrute. And it makes sense. I think this guy's like toughness 10, 2+ armor save with, what, 12 runes? It's much tougher, much bigger, much more powerful, much killier as well. That being said, the Redemptor isn't that much killier than a Hellbrute. It's around the same sense in melee. It's killier at shooting. Compared to this thing, it's definitely got the width, but and then the models look so cool when painted. They do, but painting takes forever. I remember you guys complaining about how long it took painting this model. Okay, so how do y'all think Grimgar Ironhide would fare if he were transported to 40k universe? He'll probably fare decently well. Like, if he appeared in, like, the middle of an orc tribe, he is so big and killy that he could probably become a war boss. Although, since he's not as intelligent, he'll struggle doing something like that.
Not our fault it took 2 years. I used to be a baby back then.
Yeah. It didn't take 2 years to paint this model. It was one of the first things when we started doing Warhammer streams. We built and painted this guy. I painted a few other guys. It just takes a while, especially doing... Which is why I wanted to test out using contrast. Ah, don't banana me! Why I wanted to test out doing contrast paints. Because it just takes so long painting it with standard paints. But then I did the contrast paints wrong. I was basically just like painting it with standard paints again. Where do y'all think 40k and fantasy orcs get it? Because Tolkien orcs are small, cowardly, and use strength in numbers. 40k
Bob, why
orcs...
you got turn her into banana, she just cupcake.
Yeah. Yeah. So 40k arcs, but not just based on. 40k arcs are based on like 5 different things originally. One is a bit of football hooligans. The second part is still biker gangs, which is why they are cobbled together. In reality, they weren't really based on football hooligans or biker gangs or anything like that. They're based predominantly on neo... a word I can't say on YouTube. But like these British thugs and hooligans who were idolized a very horrible person, and they often had biker gangs and these messed up, and I say these messed up, they did a lot of engineering and stuff, but do you know, which is for orcs are inspired by their weird engineering, crude, weird, yeah, the bad kind of punks. Which is why that you got the orc storm boys, and why they look the way they do, and why the older ones look the way they do, and why you got certain symbols in things like Gaskell Thacker's banner. But the orcs originally weren't that big or that tough. Like you got the Imperial Handbook, which everyone laughs about. It's like orcs look bigger and tougher than they actually are, but they're easy to kill. But that's not actually too far off original game. Like back when I was playing, orcs were only strength 3. They were the same strength as a human. But orcs were very cowardly. They had a kind of bad leadership test. They just got strength in numbers. And orcs are quite vulnerable to, if they got beaten in combat, the entire squad just gets vaporized. Because they'll just start fleeing, and then you chase them down if they get killed because they're very low initiative. So they were slow, they were dumb, they were stupid, they were cowardly, they were looked kind of big and tough, but they weren't as big and tough as they looked. But eventually this changed, partly because they wanted to, like, especially in the early days, when 40k was starting to come in their own, they wanted to move away from the initial inspirations for them. And Tolkien orcs were part of the inspiration for them. Some of the other inspirations they got were from, like, the Mongolians, the Huns, those types of things. Which is why you see some of them have, like, these, like, a lot of old orc models, like the very, very old metal ones, like, way before I even played, they've got these kind of fluffy brims on their hats and stuff. And that's where some of their, like, appearance originally came from, and why in fantasy you have things like the Great Goblin Khan and the stuff like that. Tolkien orcs tend to vary in size depending on where they are from, yeah. Even fantasy creatures are ripped off from something Tolkien made, is how it works. Not really. Tolkien himself ripped off a lot of religion and fantasy himself. Like, a lot of his stuff weren't original ideas. He just mixed a lot of other people's ideas and much older ideas and created his own world based on a lot of them. For instance, he has a lot of Norse inspirations, a lot of Judaic inspirations and stuff in his works. Some very old GW models are less than culturally sensitive. They were models that were made of fantasy called Pygmy.
She is jesting. Lord Tolkien, please don't smite her because she doesn't know what she is talking about.
Here's a weird one. Kalida's uncle is a dwarf. I don't know if that's still canon or not. Is there a super old official art of Ultramarines literally dancing with roses in their mouth? Yeah! OG 40k, especially if you read some of the really old books, it gets very fetishy very quickly. But yeah, there was an entire board game about, that was, I think it was based on the original Space Hulk game, but it was a board game where the entire thing was dancing instead of fighting or something like that. I don't know. I never had it. I've only seen pictures of it and, you know, people talk about it. Aranessa's great. No, I love Khalida. Khalida's the best. Does this still come off? No, I glued it in. Oh, no, it does come off. Yeah. Oh. Nerds writing fantasy stories? Fantasy stories say it doesn't so. Pre-token elves did exist, but they tended to be wild fake creatures. I believe that Tolkien's elves are more inspired by the Norse belief of the Lucifer and the Dulcusfar. For certain games that actually really just go all in that kind of stuff. Actually, no, you even see it a bit in For the Dark World, in which you got the Dark Elves. So the elves that we mostly see are inspired by the Lucifer, I think they're called. I might be getting the names wrong. Which basically means light elves. And that's what the Tolkien elves are very heavily inspired from. Meanwhile, the Tolkien orcs were originally, I believe, his inspiration came from the Dulcufar, the Dark Elves. And that was his initial idea, that the orcs were orcs and goblins. Both was the same thing, by the way. Orcs and goblins in Tolkien were the exact same thing. Same with the Uruk-hai, they're just different names of the same thing. But they were originally elves that got corrupted, but then he changed away from the idea. And I'm not sure if he ever settled on an idea. Because then he was like, maybe they were dug up. Like they come from the ground. Born from the earth, or like from the taint of the earth, evilness. Or were created by what's his face? Not Sauron, the master of Sauron. The god. Begins with an M, I think. I forget his name. Yeah. So, if any of you nerds of the channel are Swedish, y'all are the closest thing to Tolkien elves. Morgoth. Yeah, I think it was Morgoth. Morgoth. Yeah, so I don't think he ever really settled, or at least officially settled on any of the ideas of where they come from. He basically gave out a bunch of different ideas, but then basically said none of them were right. The movies used all of them, basically. Which is, so you've got, and they separated goblins from orcs from Uruk-hai. In which orcs are corrupted elves, Uruk-hai are specially made things, grown from the ground, basically. And the orcs of Warhammer take the idea that the orcs come from the ground very seriously. Like, they take that and run with it. They take the idea that goblins and orcs are the same creatures but different sizes. And they just run with those ideas. And then they try to make it their own. Okay, they come from the ground. How? They're fungus. What's the difference between goblins and orcs? Well, there's not really that much difference. Goblins are just more derivative orcs. And then they added the idea that goblins, because they're smaller in size, they're more cunning. And they've got big ears and big noses too, because they got better senses. So they can hear and smell enemies, so they can, you know, escape and not be killed as easily. Meanwhile, orcs, all they need is really good eyesight. They just need to see what's in front of them and bite it really hard, because they're so much bigger. And a lot of early things is with the orcs were that they were just bigger and tougher than they looked. As in, they looked bigger and tougher than they were. The bark was worse than the bite, but bit by bit, they've changed that to orcs are actually big, they are actually tough, they are actually hard to kill, they aren't actually that cowardly. But originally the orcs were very cowardly. As soon as, like, they loved the idea of a fight, but as soon as the fight actually started, the likelihood is that the orcs would be more likely attacking one another or running away. And that's how the board game had them. They were impetuous, they constantly bickered, they low leadership issues. When they stopped, they kept it for fantasy, the idea that they'd fight one another. But they didn't for 40k, and instead had this idea that they would, got strength from numbers. Both fantasy and 40k orcs got strength from numbers. So they'd be brave as long as there's a lot of them. And eventually just get to the modern era where they're now toughness 5, they're now strength 4, they are quite brave. They're still not the bravest, mind you, but now no one runs away when they are battle shocked. Good evening, 7 Stages of Rages. I love that Morgoth is supposed to be the original big bad and threatening, but whenever he shows up, he gets his butt kicked. Yeah, it's like Sauron is a big bad, but I mean, at least Sauron manages to do stuff before getting his butt kicked. Have you heard the word of Rupesh 7? No, I have not. Morgoth was so weak in the story because he was using his power to corrupt the very earth, similar to Sauron and his ring. Every piece of gold still holds his power, corrupting people. Yeah! Oh, so isn't that thing where he got weakened or something because Sauron... What, did Sauron betray him or was it somebody... I don't know. He got betrayed or hurt by something. It's like the last... Am I thinking of something? I don't know. I need to read up on Lord of the Rings lore again. It's like that scene in Cirque of Ungor where the Uruks and the regular orcs just stop fighting and that one orc...
If dwarves can write grudges in a book, does that mean that does it include a dwarf named Rupesh 7?
Maybe. I don't know. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Just charge into the fight because it's a good scrap. Yeah. Reading the wiki because the books can't be bothered. No. I'd have to read the other part. What's it called? Ah, begins with S. I forgot similarian. I have to read that. Morgoth betrayed Ungolot, the Great Spider, and was almost killed in return. Oh yeah. Because Morgoth is Satan and Iluvatar is the father. And as we'll all know, Satan is a real loser. The father could squash his one's favourite. Maybe. Silmarillion. Yeah, that thing. Was getting scared for a second. Conjuror reading a book. You know, maybe we'll do a book reading stream. I have to find like a book that's on public availability. But yeah, 40k orcs. Like everything in 40k, it was heavily inspired by multiple different things at once. They mixed it all together, and then they slowly, bit by bit, changed it until it became their own thing. Basically, all the ideas of, the big green orcs as we know today pretty much come from Warhammer, it seems. Because almost all of them trace their way back to the idea of Warcraft. And Warcraft traces its inspiration for its orcs to Warhammer. So they're either directly inspired by Warhammer or indirectly inspired by Warhammer for your big green orcs and even a lot of the ideas for a lot of goblins. That being said, your idea of a goblin was still around for years before then because of fantasy goblins already existed even separate from Tolkien, and D&D utilised that even more. Although the word goblin and fairy and stuff, they had a lot of overlap and basically meant the same thing of just being an evil, trickstery sort of thing that appears in your garden, often quite ugly. But then fairy and goblin kind of separated into what they were. And then we got the goblins and fairies as we know them today, and they're very different from one another. Oh gosh. If you can't tell, I did do a thing about mythology and stuff. But Unglanite betrayed Morgoth once they got back to Beleriand. She was like, hey, I'm still hungry. Give me the Silmarils right now. The thing that gets a bit in the way of trying to remember Lord of the Rings lore as well, that doesn't help, is that you get games that you get the films themselves, which change up the lore as they want. And then you get the what's it called? Oh, what is it called? Things like Shadow of Mordor, which decide to change up the lore even more and just play with things. I found Lord of the Rings Online again, which decided to just mess with stuff as well. Fun fact about the Goblin and Fae overlap, in Dungeons & Dragons 5e supplements, they retroactively gave goblins a link to a Fae, and they're technically Fae humanoids now. That's cool. Real fans get the lore from only reputable source in the franchise, the Lord of the Rings Lego games, yes. Yes. But no, Tolkien did kind of unabashedly, and by unabashedly I mean, I don't think he was even, he was relatively happy to share where he got a lot of his inspirations for his stuff. Like if you listen to his thing about how he came up with the dwarves and the language of the dwarves and stuff, he very clearly speaks about it there. So, and that's the other thing about sometimes trying to learn about Tolkien's lore, is that sometimes he wasn't consistent himself. Because have you ever listened to like the old radio stuff and interviews he did? In which time he kind of contradicts himself. Or like contradicts his own writings. It's partly because of a lot of his own writings. He never really finished them because he was always kind of just fiddling with stuff. A lot of it's like a lot of the art he drew as well. If you've seen Tolkien's art, he did a lot of tracing. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of, do you know when people like, you know, make their own fantasy worlds nowadays and they struggle and they trace things over. It's like, it makes him feel very human when you learn about how he came up with stuff and how he did a lot of his own drawing and illustrations. Ever met a writer they cannot shut up about their inspirations? It's true, except some writers, they want to feel like the original, and as a result they deny that they were inspired by other stuff. One is literally, what if Anglo-Saxons had horses or more horses? Oh my gosh, it's really throwing it down outside. He said he will give Ungolot food with both hands, but one hand held the Silmarils, and he refused to feed her with that hand. It's very weirdly said. Yeah. Tolkien did a lot of research and translation on Germanic myths. He actually treated Middle-earth like it was a thing he was researching, so he deliberately left it vague. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like it with a lot of... That's kind of how Warhammer in itself tries to write its own lore, in which you're never getting direct... Even when you're getting directly told stuff, you're never necessarily getting directly told stuff. We want to try writing it from the ideas of people trying to figure out stuff, especially if we read a lot of the old codexes. They're really, I really like the way they wrote the older codexes, especially. They do still do it from time to time with their more modern writings. But it's just where everything is hearsay and word of mouth. It's like reading the old Black Templar codex. It was, they say the Black Templars, or you hear the Black... It's a person telling you what they've heard from not even secondary sources. It's like third, fourth hand. So my sisters, brothers, best friends, uncles, hairdressers, once heard idea. I love that kind of thing. Or it's like we found this ancient thing and it's very clearly that it's like upside down or something stupid. I want to make a homebrew where Talan is a Sullivan vampire Skaven and Skaven Dan is a regular Skaven and they go on an adventure. Skaven vampire would be sick. Can you get Skaven vampires? I don't think in fantasy lore you actually can. You can get undead Skaven. Oh, you can get vampire elves as well, but they're very rare. And I think there was once mention of a vampire dwarf, and it's still kind of canon because I think they mentioned it again relatively recently in some of the old world stuff. I was like, oh yeah, there's a vampire dwarf. I forgot about him. Well, theoretically, a vampire could bless the blood kiss to a Skaven, but why would they? I thought there was something like about the Skaven, because they're so magical themselves. It's a bit like why I can't have a vampire beastman, because they're just so full of chaos's power. And it just doesn't mix. But maybe you can. The reason why it'll be hard to make a vampire dwarf is because of a natural magical resistance that would make it very hard for the bloodkiss to work on them. The reason it would be very hard to make a elf is because of how magical they are. As a result, it's very hard to mix that with a bloodkiss magic, but in both cases they happen. Elves, vampires are more common than dwarven vampires, but neither are common. I don't think there's ever been mention of a Skaven vampire. Skaven are actually quite resistant to corruption the same way ogres are. It's a warpstone they eat. Oh. Barzis are not much worth corrupting in them. I mean, some of the lords and stuff, like what's his name, Queek Headtaker potentially being corrupted by Khorne is a big thing. I do like how this model came out. You can tell I was still trying to get back into painting with it, but it came out pretty well in the end. I just like how blasted it is. I kind of feel like I did the missiles wrong. I don't want to change it too much because I feel like it's a bit of history of my painting. I imagine a Skaven vampire would have like zero self-control. Yeah, I mean, Skaven are already bad enough for when they get the tiniest inkling of power, they just go crazy with it. I looked it up. Found out recently that Warhammer Dwarves had a myth that the first Skaven was a dwarf ancestor that was cast out due to incompetence. There's one Skaven vampire and he's a pirate. Oh! Oh, he's a... I knew about Sketch Half Dead. I didn't know he was a pirate though. I thought he was just... I thought about it, he just supported the vampire guys. Well, my boy Creek does a lot of lines of warpstone, which is why he's nuts. I want to commission a painting of him, Lufa, Asag, and Xiao Ming having a poker night. I think that would be crazy. I mean, they are, I guess, all crazy people. Oh, you need to have a count of... Oh, what's it called? The elector count of... Averland. Averland, he's also crazy. Like, he made his horse. What did he do with his... Did he marry his horse? I think he married his horse. He's absolutely nutters. Look up the elector count of Averland. He's absolutely nutters. It's hilarious. I want him in the game. I want them to add all the elector counts officially in the game. And have a way of playing, you know, Whistle and Unknown with the official elector count. Marcus made his horse. Yeah, he's a military advisor, that was it. I'm pretty good advisor at that. First he was a vampire, then got eaten by a giant leviathan, then he ate the leviathan for inside, and then Lufu revived him for fun and giggles. Oh, I never knew that. So you learn something new every day. There's a despite them all being different races, they'd all come together every Friday night for a poker night with tons of brew and warpstone. If anyone's a great artist, hit me up. I know a few good artists. Daisy von Helleborg, which was a dig at Kurt von Helleborg. Oh, no idea who that is. I apologise. Actually, Lufa revived for Leviathan, but mistakenly revived for Crew too. Oh, is that for is that why he sails around in the Leviathan thing? Oh. I really want them to bring back the board game that was... Oh, what was it called? Begins with D. My memory is not doing well with names right now. I could have a brown paint for a being painting basis. Dreadfleet. Oh, the Dreadfleet board game is great. Kurt von Gelborg is a High Marshal of the Empire. He's basically the head general under Karl Franz. Oh, I never knew that. Or maybe I did, but I just forgot his name because it's kind of boring. It's not that boring, but it's not a good name like Karl. Karl is a good, memorable name. That's still sticky there. But how is this doing? Look, he's got his little tactical rock to give him some support as he stumbles forward. He's just waddling along, ready to give you big hugs. Big hug. It is crazy that this guy gets 5, strength 12, AP -2 damage for attacks, and this guy gets the same number of attacks at the same strength and the same damage. Like, you'd think this guy would do so much more damage with that tiny hell brute there. But it makes sense. The Orc one is made from scrap. The hell brute's a literal demon. Basically, wait, it's a kind of demon engine machine mess. It's also crazy that the Redemptor version basically gets the same amount of attacks at the same strength value. Oh. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. Well, I am... Okay, this guy. This guy was in the Pariah Nexus animation, which I finally finished. he looks a lot bigger in that animation than he does in the board game right now. I guess maybe not that much bigger. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's the correct size. But he'll be easily smashed up. Oh gosh. But thank you for coming to the stream, everyone. It's 20 past right now, so I'm gonna have to give you a big old love heart. If you've not liked the stream, please like it, because you know it's very nice to like the stream and it helps me out. And also every like of a stream is another prayer to Gorg and Mark. Well, Gorg or Mark, I'm not sure which one. Oh gosh. And is there anybody? I don't know. Well, thank you for coming. Remember to eat good food, sleep well, dream of cupcakes, but don't eat cupcakes as a friends, not food. Take care of yourself, be kind to others, and vice versa. Goodbye, everybody. Oh yeah, work hard and play harder too. Love you all. Wee! Ah! Don't forget to eat a big lollipop. Yeah, big lollipop. Bye bye, big pop. Bye bye, big one of them. Mark and Mindy. What's Mark and Mindy?